Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings to all radish, rhubarb, turnip, dill, and the rest of the other root vegetables out there. Now, this is a continuation of my series to explain each and every single one of these herbs. Like I said before, I was going to explain each and every single one of the herbs, and I'm going to do my best to make them as short as possible. So, this one is called Maca Root. Again, if it's not a powerhouse, you will not find it in my hand. Just so you can see the name of it, Maca Root. This is also a herb that's good for man and woman. So it's a bisex herb. And let me just get into it. Maca is well known as an energy booster. Maca is well known as something that boosts your libido if you're a man, and help you get in the mood if you're a woman. So let's get to it. So Maca Root, right here. Maca Root also builds your blood. So by it building your blood, that means it's good for blood pressure. Yes, a root. By the way, another name for this root is the Peruvian ginseng. Even though it's not a ginseng, it's more related to turnip. Nevertheless, the properties and the potency of it is more like ginseng. So they call it the Peruvian ginseng. And you'll see why in a minute when I start letting you know certain benefits of Maca Root. So we already deal with the blood pressure part. Maca is also good for circulation. So it's also good for the heart. Period. Another thing that this root is good for is fertility. Whether it's male or female fertility, this root is very good for fertility. One other thing that this root is good for is building your bone density. Why? Because it's got a gang load of calcium and other minerals that is good for the bone. And by the way, this is an adaptogenic herb. So again, the same thing that it sounds like is the same thing that it is. If your blood pressure is too high, it brings it to the right level. If your energy is too low, it brings it to the right level. It helps your body to adapt. It adapts to stress, anxiety, depression, right along that line. And that's for a reason. All of these herbs that you see me showing you will be doing similar effects. Man, that nutmeg is hitting. Okay. By the way, sometimes I put nutmeg in my detox because nutmeg have the property of being a calmer calm your nerves, calm you down, relaxes you. I digress. Back to Maca Root. So I told you it's an adaptogen already. So that means it's also good for stress, anxiety, and depression. Period. All right. So when I say stress, anxiety, and depression, and when I say it's an energy booster, that also means in here, not just here. So it boosts energy here, but it boosts energy here. So that means if you're stressed here, yes, it helps you to get rid of the stress here, and your body creates stress also. So it's good for here also. So we have things like reactive oxidative species in our body that physically have us on edge all the time, that put you in that fight or flight mode. This helps with that. This helps with your central nervous system. Maca Root. Very, very good to calm you down. So if you know anybody that's going through some stuff right now, which most people are, let's keep it real, start giving them some Maca Root to start getting their mood back, start getting that depression down, that anxiety, that stress, putting them in a feel-good mode, boosting their energy so now they feel like they can go and conquer the world. By the way, yes, you already know me already. This is also good for endurance and stamina. And when I say endurance and stamina, I am not just talking about in the body. I am also talking about in the head. Endurance and stamina. So you remember that brain fog that you had? You know, you have to go search for a word, trying to find it, trying to pick it out your head, go in your mental Rolodex and trying to find it. Well, this, by way of circulation, by way of decreasing stress, by way of the adaptogenic property, it helps you to get back your brain functions. So that brain fog, poof, gone. You know that memory problem that you had? Yes, it rebuilds your memory. You know that forgetfulness, where you can't too much concentrate or focus? You want to concentrate and focus in a natural way? You don't need no Adderall. You don't need no other nonsense. Start using these things. Blood circulation, or the lack thereof, is literally linked to cognitive functions. Memory, concentration, alertness, clarity, focus, it's linked. So if you have slow blood flow going here, guess what? You are going to be having the brain fog. You are going to be having the forgetfulness. It's not going to be easy for you to focus or concentrate on one thing. You're going to be all over the place. And you have 1,000 thoughts going in here to where you cannot even make one decision because you have 1,000 thoughts going. Your mind just running. Maca is for a reason. My Creator put these things here for a reason. And I believe the number one reason was for us to use it to stay healthy. If I didn't mention, this is a root and it's also a vegetable. So it's food. It's not no medicine. This is food. And I like to eat good food. This is one of my good foods that I like to eat. So I will get into more details on this food because it's a very, very good food. So I told you about the brain functions and how it helps you to get those cognitive functions back. Period. You wonder why I can just spit off the top of my head? No matter what herb it is? When I use things like these, I don't have those issues. Yeah, I know they say if you're in your 40s, you start getting those brain, issues and, dementia show up and Alzheimer's up. I don't know anything about that, and I won't. I guarantee that. A little off note. I grew up in a culture where everybody grew up in a culture, and we have traditions in our culture. And my mother died from those traditions. I'm going to say she died from those traditions because when you practice a certain way of eating and a certain way of living, if it's not good, eventually it catches up with you. So why did I say that? My mother wasn't using none of this. So if I know that the culture damaged her, and I tell myself, and I look and I see her being damaged, dwindling right before my face, that's an example to me. So what did I start doing? I start doing these things because I told myself I will never end up like that. So I'm making sure I will never end up like that. So in other words, the foods that I was raised up with, a lot of them is out the window. A lot of them is out the door. The culture and the traditions that we used to do, a lot of them is out the window. I don't do them. That's what got rid of her. If I did not learn, then it's going to happen to me. So if you want to say that's hereditary, because she might have had high blood pressure, and now I'm supposed to get it? Bullshit. Not in my book. Not in my book. Not when I'm using these things. I will never end up like that. So, the reason why I'm saying that is, you don't have to end up like your loved ones, like your father, like your granddaddy. Oh yeah, high blood pressure running my family. No, it don't. The only reason why high blood pressure end up in your family is because you're doing the same shit that the last person did. You never did anything different to make sure it don't end up that way. You kept doing the same thing that killed that person, and you wonder why it's gonna happen to you. You think you're special, that you're eating the same food, you're living the same type of lifestyle, and something is gonna change with you? Nothing is gonna change until you change. So now, the same stuff that my mother had at my age, I don't know about. Why? Because I made that change. And I started doing different and better by way of knowledge, not way of culture and tradition. That's why I say sometimes culture and tradition is not necessarily good. I don't know who that was for, but I had to digress to that because people are in the mind state that because my people end up with hypertension or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, I'm gonna end up with it also. Nope. And those three things that I just named, bam. Nope, you don't have to. Last thing. These days in this modern world, in this first world country, you're stupid if you want to, because we're living in the information age. You can find anything that you want. You can find it out. You can find out any information if you want. But how interested are you to find out about something like this, Maca Powder? And how interested are you to find out about something that can change up the mix? So instead of your people's dying at 50 years old, how about you live to 150 years old? Which is my plan. I don't know about you, but with these things, they extend your life. I know that. That's the reason why I'm saying I'm 16 again. Okay, so away from the digression. So Maca Powder now. Let's look into it. So with Maca Powder, you have minerals in this that will boost your sperm count. Men, for the female and the male, it's a natural aphrodisiac. So men out there that is having problems in turning their females on or getting in the mood, you need to give her some of this to get her in the mood and to get her energy up and to make her feel good. Because these are the properties of this herb right here. It's not just for men, it's for women also. Helps with their hormones, female hormones. Helps to balance their hormones. I already told you it's good for stress, anxiety, and depression, whether you're male or female. So if you're feeling certain type of way, both of you take this so you could have a good time and keep your family together. So we could have happy life, happy children, not happy wife, happy life. No, nonsense. Because that means you don't mean nothing. That means you're a slave. All you do is just go out to go take care of everything and come home and give it to massa. And that's not the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be a relationship where two people is working together. So back to my Maca Root, because let's just dispel some myth right now. There is no such thing as something is hereditary when it comes to your health. Start making some changes. These are the changes that I was talking about making. You could add one thing to your diet to start improving your diet right now. Nutrient dense. It's got amino acids, vitamin K, potassium, iron, calcium. You see where I'm going? This ain't no pill. But you're getting all of those things from the natural nature of things. So again, I don't believe in pills. Because we already have the whole natural 100%. I don't have to put 25% in a pill and fill it with a whole bunch of fillers and agent accelerators and put some preservative and coat it with fluoride. No, we have the natural thing. There's nothing that's going to replace the natural but the natural. So if your parents died at a young age or died from a certain issue and you don't want to, you don't have to. You really don't. Now, again, I'm not giving any medical advice. I am speaking from my personal experience. I am letting you know what happened to my mom. And at my age right now, I'm not going through nothing. Not one, not two, not three, nothing that she was going through when she's my age. Period. Maca Root. Let's continue. For females, it's not just good to get you in the mood. But do you know that this is good for hot flashes and menopause in females? Do you know that? Do you know that this helps you to pick up in sexual desires, females and males? To get you in that mood? get that blood flowing in, all them juices going in. Man, I'm about to go do it. We're going to have a real good Friday night. No, we're not going to go out. We're going to go in, if you understand what I mean. So, what I'm saying to you is this. This one root, of course, you know, whenever I'm going to introduce something, I'm going to give you something that's got multiple uses and benefits. By the way, another mineral that is hard to find is iodine. Do you know that Maca Root is a good source of iodine? Now, you will mostly find iodine in most sea plants. But the plants that grow on the earth is very little of them. Maca just so happened to be a natural source of iodine. So no, don't use that white table salt, throw that away. Use the Himalayan pink sea salt that's already got the iodine, and if you can't find it, get some Maca Root. Maca Root got iodine also. I already told you about the amino acids and so on. This also boosts your metabolism. Yes, Maca Root. And remember in my alopecia video, when I was like, this help you growing your hair back? Yes, it's true. It's very true. Because of the circulation. Because of the minerals. Because it detoxifies you in a natural way. Because it adds nourishment. Because of the amino acids. Oh, by the way, let me explain this. For those that don't know, amino acids are the raw ingredient of protein. Protein are the raw ingredient of muscles. So the way I do my muscle building, I don't do the protein thing. Why? Because my body would have to break it down to the raw ingredients anyways, which is the amino acids. So why put my body through that work? Why not just give it something with amino acids so it can have the right ingredients to make the protein, and after it make the protein now can make the muscles. Get it? This is the way this works. Not the way they told you out there. And go research. Please don't take my word for it. Do your research. Because I'm not just telling you to tell you, I am actually telling you to plant a seed so you can let the tree grow and later on it will bear fruits. That's the name of my game. I can't speak about nobody else. I only can tell you from the herbalist perspective that this is the way that I do things, and they have been very successful thus far. So let's keep the success going. Okay. So hair loss. I believe I said that this is good for bones and bone density. So whether you're a woman or whether you're a man, if you having problems with bones or bone density, brittle bones, this is it. If you have fragile bones, you're an older gentleman or older lady, and you have a little fragile bones, boom. This is one of the herbs that can get your bones more density, harder, make them stronger, make your whole body stronger in general and fitter naturally. You take this and go to the gym and tell me what happens. That's all I want to know. You take this and go to the gym and tell me what happens. You take this and take care of your extracurricular activities and tell me what happened. Don't take my word for it. Nope. I don't want you to take my word for it. Because a lot of people is looking for people to blame, but they don't want to put it on themselves and look in the mirror and say, well, you know what? I should have did my homework. By me doing this presentation, I'm not doing the homework for you. This is a spark. that's supposed to have you produce lightning. So now you could go out there and electrify your whole self. By the way, this is also a part of the alkaline diet. Yes, naturally. Why? Because it's nutrient dense. What does that mean? Nutrients is what our body feeds off of. One of the main things is nutrients. It already tell you got the amino acids. It already tell you have the minerals. And yes, it have plant steroids. So that's one, they're called plant sterols. That is one of the reasons why it helps you with endurance, stamina, longevity, and so on. Nitric oxide also. So that means you come from the gym, your muscles won't feel sore. You're like, wait a minute, I'm not sore. I'm actually not sore. Remember I say working out might be a bad thing because it discourages you? Well, how about you put the energy in your system first? How about you put the I feel good and I feel like I could go to the gym today in your system first in order to go to the gym and conquer that. And when you finish, you're like, man, I can't believe it. I'm not sore. I feel like I could go another hour. Maca Root. Maca Root has the polyunsaturated fatty acids. And by it having that, that's another reason why it helps your bones or your bone density. Period. Maca also contains anti-cancer agents naturally. Again, multi-purpose. Again, whenever you hear me say my criteria for being a super is having an adaptogenic property, having nutraceutical property, nutrient dense property, amino acids property, enzymes, fiber, both soluble and insoluble, digestive enzymes, both nutritive and, man, listen, Maca, we ain't even gonna start with them. But listen, people, this root right here, this is one of the things that will change your life. This is one of the things that will keep your family together. This is one of the things that will make you throw away coffee and never go back to it again. What do I mean? Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Take this. And if you're a person that wake up in the morning and you drink coffee first thing in the morning, try this test for yourself. Just try this, if you want. And something way more healthier. Because most people don't know coffee damages your brain cells, it damages your kidney, damages your liver, messes with your pancreas, acidifies your blood, the list goes on. Messes with your heart. I'm just saying, that's my experience. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you get a replacement like this. Pay attention to your body and see what starts to happen in your body. It will give you a pep in your step. Like, man, I feel lighter today. No, it's not that you feel lighter. It's that it literally makes you stronger And it literally gave you more energy. So now the things that you were not able to do, now you're able to do it. No problem. Oh, what? Damn, I can't remember. Nope, that's gone. And by the way, you see that? Coffee damages your brain cells, and now you're getting the brain fog. And now it's hard for you to remember. Now it's hard for you to focus and concentrate. You see what I mean? Come on, people, start connecting these dots. Start connecting them. But you want to get it back? You want to replace that? Not a problem, man. No problem, man. You can do it. And it can do you too. But for the time being, do you a favor. Don't do me a favor, do you a favor. If you've been asking for answers all this time, and you haven't been able to find any type of solutions and any type of answers, any type of assistance or help, you can't say you're not getting it. Now, some people is going to blow this off and be like, ah, man, that's just too good to be true. You mean one herb is doing all that? Yeah, I barely even scratched the surface. I told you I was trying to keep the video short. But that's the reason why you go and do your own research. So for the time being, Maca Root. This is your neighborhood herbalist. I don't know what's in your cabinet. I don't know what's on your list. But in the coming days, months, years, you will see the vastness or the repertoire that I have. So for the time being, this is the young man, your neighborhood herbalist,